The Empire of Brymor spanned from coast to coast of the Dragonside continent, conquered and reigned over by the wizard king Zerindast the Great. But it was near the end of his long 200-year reign that he grew to think that none of his 10 sons could hold his hard-won empire together after his passing. Instead, he would find a strong heir on his own terms, and to do so, he created the Royal Labyrinth of Worthy Succession, a grand and deadly dungeon. Many adventurers, both heroic and villainous alike, tried to best it, and all fell short. Now, it has been 500 years since its completion, and the throne of Brymor remains empty, but the Mad King's challenge remains. Let the one who exits this fell keep with the scepter of royal might be declared true and rightful ruler of Brymor and all its vassal kingdoms. Still, no one has been able to conquer it yet.
Jeff.
Warhammer.
No. Mahogany. Frakes.
I got nothing.
I'm Toker, and here's Terrence.
This podcast is now subject to a 25% tariff as we are filming in Thailand. So,
Hell no. But who pays for that?
Jeff,
The tariff.
the importer.
God. Oof. Warhammer
Sorry.
tariffs.
We're still talking about Warhammer tariffs.
I mean, might as well. That's a lot of military dudes play Warhammer.
Well, they can just go to England. Like,
Fun fact, if you're in the military, you can't just go to another country without being told to go to that country.
yeah, I know, but like the military guys in England, they could just start a underground smuggling tariff avoiding scheme where they send the guys in England the money.
They will.
They already are.
Yeah.
Have you ever seen? You got to really be nerdy about 40K to see how much it costs to buy those models in Australia. Australia. Yeah, they're real fucking expensive over there. So there's a lot of black market. There's a lot of black market 40K for real nerds in Australia that just don't want to pay $140 for a greater demon of corn. It's $140 for me to buy it, but it's like $280 for them to buy it. So sometimes it's cheaper for them to PayPal money to people in the States or in England and then have them ship them the product. Or now just 3D print that shit at your house.
You know who you can make a shitload of money on, like tabletop gamers? Dollar Tree. Like they're always importing these like knockoff action figures, like Teenage Ninja Hero turtles,
Tortoises,
Super Spider, or shit like that. But they could just create like War Master 35K.
No. Warhammer has got a grip on that fucking market. They would find a way to. They're very litigious.
Yeah, but I mean, if you're getting it from a sweatshop and
well, they've lost some of those battles. That's why they're not Space Marines anymore. They're Astartes.
Yeah.
It's like Space Marine was too generic for them to win lawsuits.
They couldn't win any more lawsuits over Space Marine.
And they can't
but they shouldn't have been able to do anyway because Heinlein invented that shit.
Right. But they can't what is it? I lost my train of thought about the they can't they used to would put rules out for a lot of models. But now they can't continue to put rules out for models they're not actively producing. There's some loophole, like you can't just say like, here's rules for this thing that should look this way if you're not actually making that thing for people to buy.
Oh.
Even if they're only making like 2 of them a month and it's super limited, that would still be fine, but they can't, there's like discontinued models that now people can like 3D print without getting in trouble because, well, that company's not making it anymore.
This is not legal advice, listeners. This is just
Yeah, this is from a guy who cooks food for a living. So if you go out and get in trouble, don't point at me. Point at Frakes. Frakes looks like somebody who would give you illicit advice.
Oh yeah, I will absolutely give you bad advice.
Yeah.
Take it at your own risk.
That was me being mean. I'm the one that has the facial hair that says he makes bad decisions. That's
well, you know, I mean,
well, for now, because I was thinking about just shaving this off and going with just the big old Ambrose Burnsides, the mutton chops.
See, you have options with your facial hair. I've got this or nothing.
no, you can like shave it slimmer and like have like one of those little what do you call them? Like the little strip.
Oh yeah, no. Because if I smile a certain way, you can see that it actually doesn't grow in the middle. It grows in two tufts on the left and right side of my chin.
All right, okay. Alternate plan. You grow it out real long, braid it, and then fold it back over your ears like a real beard. That way it covers.
This is as long as it gets.
Oh, so no Dimebag Darrell for you.
Yeah, no, really bad facial hair genetics. It was long enough to braid at one point, and when Mahogany braided it for me, it was basically like a thumb hanging off the bottom of my chin.
Yeah, it's
actually more like a chin penis, right?
Yeah, well, depends on the penis, Jeff.
Yeah.
But yes.
Look who's got a big old thumb-sized cock over here.
Mr. Thumbcock.
Yeah, brag about it, damn it.
Episode title, Thumbcock. Roll initiative.
Mr. Thumbcock's big surprise. In quotation marks.
It's got a fingernail. That's the surprise.
Oh no. Oh, thanks.
At any rate, yeah. So we're doing a game.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, I don't know if you heard of it. It's called That Time I Raided the Unconquerable Mega Dungeon. I have 4 players. I don't know their names. I've yet to learn them. But since you guys are here,
normally
let's talk
give the title a bit more of
some gravitas.
And I put this swelling score behind it. There's the intro music, and the music goes away as we talk, and then when you say the name of the show, I put this little swelling. I gotta wiggle that into what you just spewed out.
All right, fine. I'll give you a clean one.
Let me do it again.
Wait, what?
I'll put the swelling in, and then I'll probably do it again with the second go. This is me. I'm having fun in my brain.
That's gonna be hilarious.
Thank you for making editing notes while I'm talking.
How else do you expect me to remember his fucking editing?
Actually, what might be better is to take where he's done it on a previous episode, take the audio, and then overlap it over his mouth.
See, I like where you're at, Jeff, but I also hear extra work, and it just muffles away.
All right. Anyway, clean one.
Okay.
Welcome everyone to That Time I Raided the Unconquerable Mega Dungeon. Yada yada yada. Intro. Patter. There we go.
The music swells.
Crowd goes wild.
Yep. So yeah.
I pay good money for Monument Studios music. I don't think they appreciate anything we do with it.
That's right.
But they're happy that we gave them money.
I mean, that's pretty much what businesses are there for, to be happy that you give them money.
Speaking of nerdy people in Australia, I think that's where they're at. And they make really good music. And when you buy it, you can do anything you want to with it.
Oh, all right. I'm gonna do an all Monument Studios porno.
And you will probably make more money.
I was going to say that might be the thing that puts them on the map.
Some really intense, dramatic porn music.
Yeah, just we made this for D&D tabletop games. Nope, porn, doing it.
We wanted our porn to be more epic.
Roll that dice.
Yes, sir, Mr. Thumbcock.
Next character, right there.
Oh.
You got a recap for us?
Yeah. I do, in fact, have a recap, and I was about to get to it before I was interrupted about dramatic music.
Sorry.
Report.
When last we left off, the heroes, our team, our group, our adventurers, whatever you guys consider yourselves, I'm not judging you.
The outsiders.
Yes, our team, the outsiders, finished the first level of the Royal Labyrinth of Worthy Succession in the last chamber where they fought off a bunch of undead knights, or 3 of them. The last thing they saw was on the other side of a blue force field, the team they had met on their end of the scavenge or end of the dungeon crawl was cheering them on, but their vision suddenly changes in a white flash as they are teleported away from the last room of the dungeon to another location. You guys arrive in what appears to be an alcove, very similar to the last circular room you were in the first layer, but much smaller. And it opens out on one side. So it's like a 3/4 circular room that opens out in a much bigger circular chamber. This one has kind of like a matching motif as the last room of the first level of dungeon, in that it has a number of vaulted ceilings filled with paintings. However, the paintings themselves seem to be moving slightly. It's sort of an odd, sort of a swirling motion, like someone animated a Van Gogh painting or something. And you can look up and see it's not anything out of the ordinary, other than it looks like a starry night. But you reckon that that's probably what time it is, as the painting has clouds that float from cell to cell as they move across the skyscape. And it gives off a sort of a subtle light on the chamber below. The chamber below is paved in simple stone bricks. And there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 doors all along the walls. The doors are pretty big, like they look like they're meant to accommodate creatures of large size, though uncomfortably, to come through. And they're double doors. They're all double doors. They open out. 2 of them are opened out already. And you can hear the sounds of music playing from one of them, sort of a darkened chamber room with dim lights. And you can see people moving around from the distance of where you are. This chamber itself is like maybe 60 feet across. And next to each door there is a placard. But to explore what these placards say, that is up to you.
I will walk out and then do a perception check, look at everything, and try to read them.
Okay. Starting from your immediate left as you exit the alcove you appeared in, you see a closed door an open door that says "Enter Exit" above it, and seeing inside it, you can see it's fairly well lit, though a little darker than you'd want, really. But it seems to be just a stone spiral staircase that goes up. The door beyond that is the other open door, and this one is the placard on it is sort of overshadowed by a larger sign that above the door itself that says "Broken Spirits," and this is the room where the music was coming from. The door beyond that, it says "Guest Services," shut. Beyond that, one that says "The Libra Monger." The door following that, it says "Provisions and Whatnot." The 6th door says, or 7th door says "Staff Only."
It looks like we can do some shopping here. That's a surprise.
Broken spirits, guest services, provisions and whatnot, staff only. And what were the ones I missed?
Let's see. Help desk and the Libra monger.
No, this.
And do you have enter exit as well?
Libra monger. And there was one that was open already. That was broken spirits.
Yes, as well as the enter exit door was open as well.
And the broken spirits has the music coming out of it.
It does.
Mm.
When we look at that one, does it look the same thing as first floor? We're entered.
Which one? The enter exit?
No, the spirits one.
No, it doesn't look. This looks to be a new location, though it is kind of in the same style as the first dungeon level. Like as far as like the kind of stonework around here.
Describe the music.
The music is the music is light and peppy. Something like you could casually ignore while having a drink.
So it's not like a rave.
No.
So it looks like it's a bar.
It is. It looks to be like a tavern. Yes.
Well, not to be the nerd, but maybe help desk.
We do seem to have a lot of questions. Maybe we should go. Is there a bell that can be rung on that help desk?
None of the doors seem to be locked. They all just seem to be pushed open.
Oh, it's a door.
Yeah.
Should I know what Liebermonger is?
Well, you're a smart enough character. You're guessing that it probably means a seller of books, a Libra monger.
Oh, bookseller.
So you guys are investigating the help desk then?
That's my suggestion. Yeah.
I'm down with it.
Okay.
Let's go. I'll lead the way.
All right, you lead the way, and when you push open the door, you can see a squarish chamber with an area with a few chairs in it on one side, a desk on the other side, and 3 what can only be described as demons on the other. They are wearing clothing, roughly humanoid shaped, but they are scaly skinned, horned. One of them has a pair of stubby wings sticking out of his thin back. And they all have tails with the classic little triangle bit at the end. The one with the wings, wearing what appears to be a nice suit from the previous century, looks up from a large ledger and lowers a pair of like half-moon spectacles. And his voice sort of hisses at you. Ah, Delvers. Wonderful. Welcome. How can we help you today?
Yes, this is our first time here. I was just
confused.
What is this? What is this?
Explanation of services, please.
Very well. This is the help desk, an outreach arm of the administration department of the Royal Labyrinth of Worthy Succession. If you have any questions about things going forward and the processes we use, we will try to answer them in so much as we can without spoiling things for you. And of course, if you have a serious problem that needs to be addressed by management, that is what we do here.
You mean like healing and cursing, or some other kind of problem like we got stuck in a specific spot?
That sounds more like facilities, but we basically delegate tasks. People come to us with complaints, and we decide whether they need to be addressed, or we have to tell them whether they are part of the Royal Labyrinth of Worthy Succession experience.
Whether it's a feature or a bug.
Correct. I am Ambrax, Chief Desk Manager. Do you have any further questions? His smile seems fake. His eyes seem placid but angry.
Like a demon.
Yeah, I mean, what are they?
They, let's see, do you have, what is it? Whatever planner stuff? Shit.
I think a cult.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, give me an occult roll.
Okay.
I have no freaking clue.
21.
21. You know, you're aware of many different demon types or demon and devil types out there that are usually aggressive and violent. But you also know that demonologists typically don't really deal with those for like household services. They summon low level demons to do the dirty work. Probably just recently transformed lost souls. These demons are literally generic demons.
Actually, that probably should have been religion.
Okay.
But which I don't have. But we'll pretend like I knew.
I'd say demonology is an occult skill. I don't know. It feels right to me. But
I was like, ooh, maybe I'm wrong. Yeah, occult is aberrations, astral, dream, ethereal, oozes, weird. Spirit. And then religion is undead. Whatever monitor is.
Monitor?
Yeah.
Lawful.
Oh, okay.
Oh, okay.
Celestial Hall monitors is what you mean.
Fiends is religion, so is celestial. Yeah,
all right. Well,
I got a 24 on that one, so then got the same information.
Same information.
Cool.
You get a little more in that these look slightly more human than your average fiend does. Like they have been formed in a way where they could have the mannerisms of a humanoid more easily, in that they are 2 arms, 2 legs, head, 2 eyes, that kind of thing. Like they are identifiably something you can talk to.
Like the aliens in the movies that are like, we took this form so that it would be easier for you to understand.
Yes.
Gotcha.
But he pauses, poised. Is there anything else we can do for you?
What happens at guest services?
Guest services. That is more the facilities department's area. They cover things like the between season restructuring of the dungeon itself, dealing with the threat specialists that we have cultivated over the years, and providing a liaison to between the upper area. His voice growls and echoes for a moment. The surface, he says, clearing his throat. A liaison to the surface and the various things that we require from there. They also, at the guest services desk, dole out compensatory. One of the other 2 demon creatures beside him chirps in. They have a prize wall. The Ambrax, the leader, puts his hand immediately goes to his forehead and says, "Yes, they have a prize wall."
Prizes?
Wow.
This could be more easily explained by the guest services manager.
If we leave this area, can we come back?
Of course. This is the primary hub for getting between the levels of the dungeon. He steps through the desk like it's not there. He just sort of walks through it past you and out into the central chamber, and he points to the exit and entrance. He says, "This leads to Tribulation Keep. I assume you met the dragon on your way through. It's the back entrance that most everyone uses instead of the official entrance that brings people to the first level. It's the way you'll be traveling from here on out.
So if we leave from here,
you'll be back to the surface.
But then we come back through this entrance to get to this point?
Correct." He points back to the alcove you came from. That is one of our transportation hub alcoves. Once you are... right. The other thing the guest services does. Sorry. We've had a hard time preparing this year. Lots of technical snafus. You'll need to go to the guest services and get yourself a badge.
I was about to ask about the badges. I heard that they let you go right back to the floor that you left previously.
Pretty much. He points to the other buildings. He's like, and in case you're curious, the Liebermonger there, that is an outreach of the Rules Committee. If you would like to purchase the rules booklet, it is available there. It is the only book for sale.
Rules. Huh.
He points to door 5, or one of the other doors. Provisions, he groans, and whatnot. This is maintained by maintenance. Any recycled provisions they find in the dungeon on previous guests end up there for resale. And he gestures towards Broken Spirits. This is a bar. And he doesn't address the staff-only door.
I assume that's a room for wizards to buy staffs with?
No.
Oh.
It's safe to assume that would be off limits to Delvers.
Yes, it is locked.
Staff only.
It is locked at all times, except just to members of the staff, of which we are.
Fair enough.
The staff-only door opens, and you see 2 demons dressed in what appear to be some overalls, basically, walking through with the wheelbarrow, heading toward the provisions and whatnot.
Oh, somebody had a bad day.
Perhaps. Or it might just be them restocking for the new season.
Well, team, should we hit up get the rules manual? Do we think we need that? Make sure we don't break any obscure rules that keep us from progressing further. And then we hit the shops, grab a pint.
Get services. We
I
need to get our
suggest
badge.
yes first. Absolutely.
Fair enough. Don't want to get pissed drunk and then forget to get our badges.
Yeah, I'm sure that's rule 1 is you have to register with guest services. So let's go
Right.
there.
You go to the guest services door, and when you get to the door,
Thanks, Abraxas.
What's that?
I said, thanks, Abraxas.
Ambrax.
I'm Brax. My bad.
The other 2 go, I'm Kraldor, I'm Smorog. Shut up, you 2, as he slams the door behind him.
I'm not going to write their names down.
Kraldar Smorgon.
No.
The guest services room is different, larger, more brightly painted. In fact, it's painted pink. It is lit by colorful lamps. It has a sort of a carnival vibe to it. There is a desk that divides the room from the patrons, as in the other room. But this one is festooned with flyers and posters and basically encouragements, advertisements. They're like encouraging prints on the walls.
Would you like to know more?
No, like you can do it and hang in there kind of things.
But instead of a cat, it's an orc hanging off a cliff.
Yeah, yeah. And you can see that there is a number of there's shelves along the other side of the desk all along, and there's one creature inside, which is a demon, a demoness. If you can imagine sort of a pretty anime girl with
Frakes, done.
a pretty anime girl with horns and snake scales.
I've already got a picture in mind. I know exactly who you're talking about.
And several suggestions for watching material.
I'm not gonna bring it up. We don't need it.
Who excitedly spins around when she comes in and lets out a sort of a squeal. Oh, you're the first guest to arrive.
Oh.
Really desires be gone. All right then. Good eye.
She runs to the desk and says, "Hi, I'm Drelnox, your guest services liaison. Are you here to register? I hope you are." She pulls out a box that clatters when she puts it down.
I'm sorry, what was your name again?
Drelnoct.
Drelmont?
Drellnoct. Drelnoct.
NOCT.
Yep.
Okay.
What does drill mean in German, Mahogany?
I can't off the top of my head say.
She smiles, revealing a row of bright white but incredibly sharp teeth, but in an inviting way, an excited way.
Well, Drill Knocked, it's a pleasure to meet you. We are here to register. Do we register individually or as a team?
She says, That's a very insightful question, she says. That's up to you. If you're registering as a team, then your badges will be linked. She digs into the box of it. She pulls out 4 large silver badges that seem to have sort of a shiny dark glass face or disc embedded in the silver of the badge itself. And she lays 4 of them out. She says, "That's something I could do for you right here." And she pulls out a ledger of her own. She says, "What's the name of your group, if you have one?"
Well, we do have one, but before we do that, is it advantageous to register as a group as opposed to individually?
She snaps her fingers, and the doors to the outside of the doors to the main chamber close. She's like, "Okay, confidentially, group registration isn't really part of the main labyrinth experience." She smiles. "However, on the surface, there is some people we have entered into business with that like to track teams' progress. This is a way that we can help facilitate them. They help us, and we help them. After all, and of course, participation is entirely voluntary."
Right on. All right. So let's say, hypothetically, I am not saying that this is what we're doing, but hypothetically, if we were to register as a group and one of our group was to, unfortunately, shuffle free from the mortal coil, so to speak, what happens to our registration? Do we have to come back and re-register with a -1, or do we continue on as if it's all fine and dandy, or what's the deal there?
We were to need to substitute a new
Right.
teammate in.
In that event, you'd have 24 hours while on the surface to reenact the registration ritual, which I will show you.
I don't like timelines and deadlines. Let's say we just register individually and we come to an accord amongst ourselves that we are part of the same group. Does that anybody have any objections to that? Or do we want to be as a group? I mean, it's
you see Dronach look a little crestfallen, but she says, "That's perfectly acceptable."
And
looks dreary in German.
Dreary name. Cute.
I look at her and go, "I have one more request," and I pointed the little mouse on my shoulder and go, "I think she wants to register also."
The Drellnock looks up at the mouse and says, "Oh, this patron is already registered. Unfortunately, the curse has subsumed all her gear, which means her badge is trapped within her transmogrified form."
Oh shit, that's a person?
Yeah.
Oh.
You didn't know that?
No, that.
I think I was still under the assumption that it was somebody's familiar, but not the person themselves.
Yeah, I thought it was just a familiar as well. No, man, I did not realize that was a living, breathing, sentient, sapient creature. I do apologize if I was rude to you at all, Mr. and Mrs. Ratform.
I look at her and I go, "Is it a problem if I try to just do some dispel magic?"
The rat or the...
Yeah, the rat.
The rat looks at you and like shrugs, kind of like.
And I look over at the hostess and I look at her. Do you mind if I try something?
Well, we ask you not to try. We ask you to not try to cast spells here in the guest services area. However, the outside chamber is more. You are more than welcome to attempt to test non-damaging spells at your leisure.
Okay, I will walk out and I will cast a spell magic on the she was a mouse, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
A black rat.
Okay, I'll cast a spell magic on her.
All right, go ahead and cast a spell. What does it do?
Filthy cheese-eating rat.
Drelnock's smile has not vanished. She says, "Yes, last year we had a very vicious polymorph trap on the first level. I was against it because I thought it was a bit too much for starting adventurers."
That seems to be harsh.
I'm assuming it's just a class check.
Mm-hmm.
Is
that right?
Let's see. This will be our first.
I've never actually seen
magic
cast in this system.
Let's go to the dispel magic.
Counteract checked against the target. Some effects try to counteract spells, afflictions, conditions, other checks. Counteract checks compare the power of two forces to determine which defeats the other. Successfully counteracting an effect disrupts it, preventing it from having an effect unless noted otherwise. When attempting a counteract check, add the relevant skill modifier or other appropriate modifiers to your check against the target's DC. If you're counteracting an affliction, the DC is in the affliction stat block. If it's a spell, use the caster's DC. The GM can also calculate DC based on target effects level. For spells, the counteract check modifier is your spellcasting attribute modifier plus your spellcasting proficiency bonus, plus any bonuses and penalties that specifically apply to counteract checks.
Okay.
What you can counteract depends on the check result and the target's counteract rank. If the effect is a spell, its rank is the counteract rank. Otherwise, have its level. So otherwise doesn't matter because this is a spell, correct?
Could be a curse, which would be a hazard.
Okay, so otherwise have its level and round up to determine its counteract rank. If an effect's level is unclear and it came from a creature, have and round up to the creature's level. Yeah, I just wanted to make sure we read all of the words of the spell because there's stuff hidden in there.
Yeah.
Right.
24.
Okay. Let me do a little quick calculation. Fine. All right, I'm ready. Go ahead and roll it.
24.
24. That is more than you need.
Hurrah!
You put the rat outside and on the ground and cast your spell. There's a wave of magical energy that breaks like a dam or breaks like a wave over the polymorphed creature, and as it dissipates, you can see that the force of the curse that was keeping her like this bubbles away.
It would have been funnier if she was still on his shoulder. Just saying.
Bubbles away, revealing a young halfling woman wearing
That's funny.
wearing black leather armor and a pink choker. She stands up, and you can see that she's got a badge on, and her eyes look a little hazy for a moment, and then she like shakes it off, and she immediately like looks up at you, Wargrim, you and your big threatening armor with your creepy mask, and she runs over you and hugs your leg. She's like, "Oh, thank you.
You're welcome.
I've been eating scraps for like months now. Scraps of, oh God, I don't want to think about it. No, putting that out of my mind. Bad dream. Thank you."
Was this your first time in here?
Yeah, I came in with my group, and I was trying to pick a door on the first floor, and it set off some trap, and I've just kind of been in a haze since then, scurrying around.
I wouldn't guess that was the same door that you told us not to touch.
Yeah, I did remember the door.
Okay.
She says, "I'm Norma."
And I'm Wargrim.
She looks around and says, I don't know if my group made it or not. I need to check on them. Can I meet you folks again at the Sundered Shield?
Yes.
What was her name again?
Norma.
And is she sure that her group started this year?
No, she's been down there all winter.
Oh, okay.
She looks around towards the chamber, and she's like, and she leaves. Drumlock smiles and claps. "Oh, good job.
Okay. Now
You're really improving lives down here."
Coming back in and badges?
Yeah, so
Right.
what's our plan? Are we going to register as a group or are we going to register as individuals?
"Well, let's start as individuals first," she says, "while you think about it. Everyone take a badge," and she pulls out like a number of like a cloth stuffed tomato with a number of needles in it. And she says, "All we'll need is a little drop of blood."
What about this dry blood that I've got just on me from when I nearly died twice?
"Well, you want to make sure it's fresh and yours."
Fair. All right, then. Prick my finger, dribble drop,
Okay.
get my badge.
You drip a drop of blood on the shiny surface of the badge, and it ripples like it is made of liquid when the drop hits it. Suddenly you see it come to life with a number of runes that begin to circle around the little disc on the middle, and a rune that signifies number 2 on it. It says, "There you go. You're already qualified for dungeon level 2."
I'll prick my finger and then do the same thing.
Don't be disoriented when you pin your badge on. There will be an adjustment.
And as soon as I get done doing my badge, I will then cast prestidigitation on the needle so it cleanses the needle with no blood on it.
Alrighty.
Just stick mine in my mouth and lick it off. Work.
The guest services area has everything for your need. If you're too short, for instance, to reach the desk, there are a number of stools you can pull over.
Loudly drag a stool over to the table.
Okay.
Also, a quick aside, reading about Dispel Magic. The way they wrote it on Archives of Death, this seems way more complicated than what it is.
Yeah.
But maybe that's because the second option on my Google search, I was like Pathfinder 2e, Dispel Magic. First one, Archives of Death. Second one, Reddit post. Explain Dispel Magic to a child. In this case, the child is 33 years old, and it's me. And somebody breaks it down. It's easy. I'll explain it later, but
Okay.
Yeah, it's not as complicated as reading that Archives of Death as was with counteract levels and all this other shit. So yeah, okay. I prick my finger, I get my badge.
All right. That everything I described before happens for you as well. And you, Rouse?
I go last. Pricky.
All right. Everybody gets their badge set up. And once you put them on, the world for you changes, but in a sort of a general way. Like you start seeing illusions before you when your badge goes on.
Don't like that.
You look to your left and your right, and you see your friends. They are labeled. That say they're listed as like ally.
Oh, we got a heads up display.
And you also see a little thing in the corner that says current score.
Witchcraft is this?
It's just a way to help you track your progress, she said. It says Drillnocht. And of course, a reflection of what's being reported to our system. If you feel like you've been shorted or slighted any points during the course of the dungeon, you need to just contact the rules committee and talk with them about it.
How many points does Ross have?
How many points does Rouse have?
Yeah.
You see that your points have not registered yet. Everyone seems to have 0 points.
How many points does the rat named Norma have? Is she still there?
Oh, she went to the service.
Oh, she left already. Okay. Yeah. I'm just curious.
Drillnock strokes her chin, says, I wonder what they were doing on the first floor anyway. Last time I heard they were on the 3rd floor. I think they were trying to scrape up more points. But
I have a question for you.
You can't win that way. Progress is tracked linearly. Go ahead.
I heard about a prize wall.
Her eyes light up. I'm so glad you asked. She walks over to the shelves and she says, "Ta-da!" But the shelves are all empty. She's like, "I haven't set it up yet. I was expecting to start tomorrow. The dragon ambushed us this year." But she takes a whiff of the air and says, "I see you've managed to discover 4 victory coins on the 1st level. That's a good haul."
Yeah, but
And what are they used for?
Right. Victory coins are redeemable right here in the guest services prize wall.
Oh, it is tokens in a counter for prizes. Do I get a hero point for that?
Sure, have one.
Oh, do I get a hero point for keeping notes that it's actually an old memorial imperial seal?
No, that seal's everywhere on this dungeon.
See, that's how you got to get Terrence. You got to ambush him with a "Can I get a hero point?" over something he may not even remember that I might not have said.
And
Yeah, I think it was me that said that.
actually,
My hero point.
actually, this is me talking out of character. I'm very bad at like distributing hero points as a rule on any game. So I've decided to incorporate it into the dungeon itself.
Real cool.
Obviously, you've just relied on your daily amount of luck. However, at certain points in the dungeon, your hero points will renew after achieving certain milestones.
Oh, okay.
Like doing something heroic, and you give us one.
Nope, by defeating certain challenges.
Oh.
So does that mean we're going to get one at the start of each session?
Yep.
And if we reach a milestone within the dungeon, we'll get one.
Yeah, it will automatically renew. It will automatically renew, or of course, add another one.
Will those like carry over? I know
they
that the
will
one
carry
every
over
session
between dungeon levels.
They will not carry over between dungeon levels.
Yes. So any excess you earn on a particular level are wiped out
Okay.
when you get to the next one. This is just.
But
Just
this one will stay. Like we get one at the start of each session, per the rules.
Yes.
But this one would stay on top of that until we used it.
Yes.
Until the end of that level.
Okay. Neat.
Yeah, that's not a bad idea.
And you see, it's kind of listed on your HUD, your badge illusion, as fortune, a numeric level of fortune that you have. Drellock says, if you need anything explained about what you're seeing, please ask. A lot of this was designed by our team, and we are really proud of it.
Are there any kind of like things that we can read about this? Is there any way to get more information from out of this?
We've made sure to give extensive notes to the rules committee, and it'll all be available for you in the rules tome.
Well, maybe while you're setting this prize wall up, we'll go pop over to the bibliophile and grab ourselves one of them rule books. Yeah?
Of course, you guys enjoy yourselves and make sure you stop by the Broken Spirits Bar. Tell Kip Drelnock sent you. She winks.
Does her face look, or does her smile look fake?
Her smile looks horrifyingly genuine. She's desperately happy that you're here.
One of those assholes that wakes up happy.
Yes.
It's like, oh, a new day. Huzzah. So fuck you.
That's my type of person.
Her own kind of hell for other people.
Obnoxiously jovial. All right, then. Let's say we go over to the provisions, sell all the random bullshit that we've got, and get enough money to buy one of these books here, do a little quick study, figure out how the prize wall works before we just throw these coins at the wall.
Let's go try to get the rules first.
Drellock, it looks like she's about to pee. She's so excited to tell you something, but she's like, but you guys are about to leave, so she's like,
yes, tell me.
What's up?
Okay, sorry. I wanted to explain the victory coins to you. The victory coins come in 5 denominations: bronze, silver, gold, and platinum. Each lower tier can be traded up to the next tier for 5 coins. So 5 bronze make a silver, 5 silver make a gold, etc. Also, she pulls out what appears to be a glittering little statuette and sits it down. It's a sort of bluish metal, and it's an adorably carved kobold warrior. This is a cobalt kobold, one of Drelnock's collectible figurines that you can find interspersed in the dungeon for special prizes. If you find any, bring them back here. That's all I want to tell you. Thank you.
All right, Dave.
No, thank you.
That's good information. You've been very helpful. Thank you.
She squeeze.
Getting my memory. Did we come across any of those?
You had not, no.
Okay.
Let's see. As we head out over to the book shop, I will say the only reason that I was suggesting selling all our random shit is because I've got 4 silver. That's it.
Yeah, we're all pretty cash poor, but we do have 3 blue topaz gems worth 10 gold each, 6 eggs worth 20 gold each, That's it. We got like 130 gold from loot that we've looted.
Well, let's just go see how much the book costs. The only thing they sell.
Maybe it's only 4 silver.
Yeah. Let's just go see what it costs.
Remember when rules used to come with the games for free, but now you have to buy them? I'm looking at you, Games Workshop.
Can't be more than a nickel, right?
New rules every 2 years. Fuck you. This book's worthless. I just bought it.
When you open the door to the Liebermonger, the demon at the desk, which is a much smaller desk in a much smaller chamber, looks up at you from a thick tome that he is reading. Ah,
Good eye.
Delvers, hello. I am the Liebermonger. This is the Liebermonger. Are you here to purchase a copy of the rules?
Aye.
You're correct.
The prices are listed thusly. He points to a small sign on the wall. Rules tome, 5 silver.
Fuck.
All right.
I will pay it.
will, yeah.
And you see him gesture also to the other side. Rules glossary, 10 gold.
Excuse me?
Oh, I remember this bullshit from when we did this the last time.
What other signs?
One that says cash only, and another says
Forgive the dog,
Not
beware the owner, and it just shows a gun.
yeah. One says do not ask about personal collection. And you see there's a lot of books here that aren't the rules tome. They're all on these shelves, and they're all like different, all ancient, all glorious tomes of ancient knowledge. They're just sort of lining the shelves of this chamber where this demon dressed in a severe black robe is going over one. But you see the rules tomes are behind him on a shelf, and they're all pretty slender. Or they're not slender, they're all pretty small, like little like you like get the half-size New Testament, the little New Testament books.
Yeah.
The Gideon
Fits in your
Bibles.
pocket.
Yeah, a pocket Bible.
So
They're about that sort of thickness.
all the rest of the shelves have chains across the front with signs that say "not for sale."
Yes, that's exactly right. There's just not, everything just
Do
says
we
not for
see
sale.
the glossaries? What do they look like?
The glossaries are on a nearby shelf, but also behind the desk, about the same size and the exact same jacket cover, but they're listed. The in the gold leaf on them is different.
Mm-hmm.
One says rules tome volume 24. One says rules tome volume 24 glossary, and that is the only difference visually.
I'm assuming that the glossary is much more expensive because it's a lot more useful in understanding the rule tone.
Are you asking the Liebermonger that?
Yeah. It's in the voice, so yeah.
Glossaries are more expensive because they're for people who can't read.
Huh. Well, maybe we don't need it.
No offense, but you sound like somebody who might.
Well, I can read. I can read good just fine.
Why big word would small word do good?
Yeah. Why many words would one word do?
Make a perception check.
Neat. All right.
Just him?
Anybody?
Oh,
23.
23?
15.
I'm too busy being mean to Rollo. I rolled an actual one.
And Rollo is not picking up on the meanness, like at
20.
all.
20 is all I really wanted. You also see like a very small like paper sign, like taped on almost invisibly at the corner of the desk. Will pay good gold for rare tomes.
Okay.
Oh, cool.
I'll point it out.
The Liebermonger looks at it and says, "Yes, I'm a voracious enjoyer of books. If you come across something that I find interesting, I will gladly recompensate you for it,
All right.
in cash or trade."
I will pay 5 silver for the rules.
He takes the 5 silver, slaps the book on the desk, says, "Thank you. Have a good day."
Right.
I will then look at the rules.
The rules are written in probably the tiniest script you've ever seen. There are 300 pages of them. on the world's thinnest paper. Reading this would take days and a lot of eye strain.
But it's like not in a language that we don't understand or anything.
It is
like
written
that?
entirely in common, but like maybe sort of like lawyer speak common.
Then I don't think we all need to buy this book.
That was exactly the point I was about to bring up.
I mean, I feel like we just need one for the group.
The Liebermonger instantly goes to ignoring you and back to his book.
Because, I mean, if we need the glossary, I can... I mean, like, okay, I'm not saying I could just afford the glossary, but I could afford the glossary.
So, what say we give it a shot without the glossary, see if we can understand it before we throw away good gold on it. And
yeah, because it's 2.5 healing potions.
Read the first page.
You read the first page. It is a long-winded, eye-straining welcome to the dungeon itself, and it purports to be a complete recitation of any niche or confusing situation that would require the presence of a rules committee arbiter. It gives the only citation in the book that you're guessing. It says, if you still have trouble and need in-person arbitration, please refer to the back section where you can summon a judge. When you flip to the back, there are a number of summoning runes that must be precisely drawn.
But it's laid out like a bad lawyer's ad in the yellow pages from the 90s. It's an owlbear judge just with a mallet and like a pop, one of those big Civil War wigs. What do they call those things?
A powdered wig.
Powdered wig.
Judge Owlbear claws back money for you.
I like Judge Owlbear.
Judge Owlbear only mauled my family twice and got me 10,000 gold.
Give me 10,000 gold.
And you can only slightly smell the syphilis from his powdered wig. That's why they wore powdered wigs, by the way, to hide the smell of syphilis.
What? No, that can't.
Those aren't the animal facts we came here for.
I didn't come here for wig facts.
I was just thinking of Extreme Akeem, but instead of Extreme Akeem, it's just an owlbear in a powdered wig. It's my favorite stupid court show of all time. Because it's not good.
You want to figure out whose dog that is? Have a foot race.
Not just a foot race. Two gay dudes, a couple, fighting over who gets the rights to the dog. To solve it, they have to outrun a police canine unit. Whoever runs the furthest from the dog before it gets tackled gets to keep the cute poodle afterwards.
Yeah, I'd go with like the Solomon effort. I would say, well, we're going to cut the dog in half.
Yeah.
So anyway, yes, the Liebermonger pointedly ignores you as you guys stand there looking at the book and chit-chatting with each other.
Talking about owlbear judges.
His ignoring you almost becomes oppressive at that point.
Well, seeing as how Rallo here is broke, maybe we should go to the shop.
Provisions and whatnot.
Provisions and whatnot.
Yeah. I want to see if I can get some of them hand wraps.
Provisions and whatnot, when you open the doorway there, is not set up like anything else here. It has shelves like the Liebermonger. However, there's no chains. There's no refusals to sell here. Everything here seems to be open and ready to sell, priced in sort of a childish scrawl on parchment tags that seems to be stuck on used bits of armor, dented weapons, mended robes. There's a lot of dubious rations.
It's called dubious rations. Half price.
There's a section for unlabeled potions.
Take them at your own risk.
It is essentially a junk shop. At the far end of it, you see at a small desk talking to two of the overall demons is another demon in overalls. This one wearing more of a flat kind of cab driver's cap. He stubs out a hand-rolled cigarette and says, "I got customers. Fuck off." And the two clearly they give off such custodian vibes. I'm just gonna call them custodians. The two custodians grumble and walk out past you, giving you guys sort of like, surly looks.
Good eye.
Maybe walk in talking a little too loud about, I don't know, maybe selling them here would be better than taking it all the way back to town. This guy would have to cut us a deal for the convenience. And it just obviously turned and looked like I want a discount or a bonus.
A slow smile spreads across the wide face of this yellow scaled demon, and he picks up his cigarette out of his ashtray, which instantly relights as he takes a drag. "Welcome to Provisions and Whatnot. We only sell."
Oh, you don't buy nothing? All right,
get-
well, see you later.
Plenty of inventory from the lower levels.
Uh,
However, all of it is of the highest quality we could find.
do you have like an inventory list, or do we just pull through your stacks and see what we can find?
He smiles again and says, "That one.
Antiquing.
Once the season kicks into higher gear, we'll have more stuff, probably better stuff. We do our best to repair them, but when they come up here, if you need something in a fix, in a pinch, this is where you come. I know you guys are early in the season, but don't discount the discounts Gark can give you on used equipment. Is there anything I could direct you towards?"
Somebody who would buy these eggs and blue topazes would be preferable.
He takes in the drag of a cigarette. He says, "Oh, you want to take those to the guild halls on the surface? That's mainly what adventurers make their cash on down here. I guess no one told you. Monster parts. In a dungeon where monsters continually regenerate. It's big business. To the outside world. Here, it's just a mess."
Well, if you have some garbage that we could rifle through and
He looks over at the wheelbarrow full of armor bits and weapons and like other junk. He's like, I got my own rifling to do. Looking for the good stuff. Only the best for provisions and whatnot.
you got a buckler?
We got bucklers. He falls out of sight, and you realize he was sitting on a stool, and this squat little demon, who's about the size and shape of a dwarf, ambles around from behind the desk. He might be 5 or 6 inches taller than you, Belgrip.
No.
As he waddles through the shelves. Let's see, we got dented shields, undented shields, scratch shields, repaired shields. Here we go, bucklers. And he has a modest display of gently used and repaired bucklers.
I'll buy one.
All right. He takes your money and thanks you gladly. Says, make sure to check back. We're always getting new stuff, especially once the season's in high gear. Hell, you see him eyeing some of your stuff, especially you, Wargrim, with their fancy armor. Sometimes we get some real prizes.
All right.
Well, then, I appreciate it. I guess we'll head back on over to the prize wall. Yeah?
No, it's not up yet, right?
No, it ain't.
Oh, I thought by the time we got done with this, she would have it up. All right. Well, then.
All right. So that
put it to
basically
the
leaves
surface.
only one place you guys haven't visited
Yeah.
besides the exit, which is
Broken spirits and staff only.
and staff only, which you're not supposed to visit.
What was the guy's name at Provisions and Whatnot?
Gark. Gark.
Yeah, let's go to Broken Spirits.
Broken Spirits has the only surprise, or rather, another surprise at it as you enter, that there are a couple of like staff members here Some of them look like custodians. Some of them look like other kind of demonic functionaries here, sitting around a bar with a human bartender. A sort of a large man with a red beard and short red hair. He's cleaning some pewter mugs as you walk in. He nods, says, "Welcome. Have a seat."
Hello.
Yeah. Season starting back? Good. The conversation here has been real boring. He says over his shoulder to his demonic patrons, who sort of chuckle.
Yep. Brand new Delvis. What's your name?
What's that?
We're brand new Delvis. What's your name?
Yep. He says, "What can I get you?"
A menu with prices, preferably. The guy at Provisions won't buy nothing.
No. We don't do a lot of buying down here. We only sell generally, except for the Liebermonger, and he will definitely try to short you, just letting you know.
What, that kind talkative old man?
Kip points to the menu chalked on the board behind him. It's a very basic menu. It's mostly like ale, whiskey, clear spirits, no actual like denomination or like descriptor. Could be a tequila, could be a vodka, could be a gin. It just says clear spirits.
It could literally be a spirit that's see-through.
Yeah.
Hey, I'm a spirit.
That's how they get you.
Says, "Sorry, we're still at our winter menu where I'm waiting for some stuff to mature."
Yeah, I was more hungry than thirsty, but okay.
You see, he says, "Sorry about that," and he pulls out a big bowl of dry roasted peanuts, sits it on the bar.
Do these peanuts look familiar?
They don't look familiar, but they do look like dry roasted peanuts.
Oh, well, these nuts are probably gonna make me thirsty.
It says, "You're in luck. You're the first patrons of the dungeon that make it back here, so welcome. And here is your free bar tab." And he tells you any two drinks any of you want, you can have. He says he's got a person that cooks normally, but they are off. He says cryptically. So all he has really are like he says crackers, but in a way that makes you suspicious.
I think the nuts are fine.
And you see across the bar from you, one of the demons like reaches into a bowl on his side and pull out a very large like cookie shaped thing and like begin gnawing at it like it's a fucking chew toy.
Oh.
Like it's a ship's biscuit, basically.
Hardtack.
Well, I say we all do a shot and a drink and congratulate ourselves on the first floor successfully defeated, and then we go to the town and sell stuff so that we have money.
Yep.
Yeah. I'm not much of a drinker, but I think this is a worthy enough event to have
Who
a
wants
beverage.
to share the in-depth, unnecessary backstory during this bonding moment before we go sell our loot?
I mean, it's not super in-depth, but I think I've already shared most of everything about me. I'm a very simple guy. My story's pretty straightforward. What about you, Fuzzy? What's your story?
We all turn and look at the guy who wears a mask.
I look at y'all like you're crazy.
Nothing much for me. I was at school once and then I had to leave fast. Now I'm here.
I do have to say, even though you look at us like we're crazy, we wouldn't know it because you wear a fucking mask.
Or is it like one of those like Deadpool or Spider-Man masks where the eyes still show emotion? They still move.
Yes, this is an anime-based adventure, so all masks have eye articulation. But the Kip, the bartender, serves up your shots and a complimentary ale to all of you. And he says, "I found some pemmican I think I had left over." Throws that on a plate. Best I can do right now.
What is that?
It is a food, according to Google.
This sounds like a 1960s food.
It's a mixture of tallow,
it's
dried meat, and
It's
sometimes
way older than
berries.
1960s food.
1860s food.
Yeah.
It's what people ate when they thought cigarettes were healthy.
It's how the Native Americans used to store buffalo whenever for lunch. But
I'm sure there's some restaurant that sells it for $80 a teaspoon somewhere and calls it fancy.
Molecular pemmican.
We stuffed it inside an antler bone so you can eat it out.
Yeah.
That's a real place I saw with the fucking anyway. Those people are stupid.
As you guys are finishing your beverages and gnawing on whatever salty junkie Kip gives you a word of advice. Says I know you're new here, but if you're not certain that you can make it, turn back. Don't die here unnecessarily. It's not great.
Yeah, because once we die here, we're stuck here, right? Unless we get resurrected by some means of magic.
Yeah, but
Can
not
I
a lot.
ask? Oh,
Not a lot of people can afford that sort of thing, and as I understand it, the local priest comes down here at a premium.
speaking of what people can afford and whatnot, how important is the glossary for just general survival?
He strokes his beard from it and says, "The glossary. The glossary is there for quick referencing anything you want to try and get over on the rules committee. A lot of people try to cheat the system here in the dungeon, abuse the rules as they are listed, and the rules committee will sometimes default to being, how do I put this, hostile. If you ever get on their bad side, you're going to need the glossary to make sure you get fair rulings. If you're just a normal delver, if you're just doing what you're here to do, if you're just here to farm monster parts and maybe some of Drelnock's goodies on the wall over there, you should be fine.
There's no deliberately tricky things that would be pointed out.
He throws his head back in laughter, and you see the demons behind him who were listening also start snickering. He's like, there's nothing but deliberately tricky things in here, my dear. This place is designed to kill all but the strongest people. It's been here for 500 years and no one's beat it yet.
Unconquerable and whatnot.
So will there be situations in which we will need arbitration to...
He says it depends. It depends on how often you run against other delvers, because that is where the rules get complicated. For instance, this place is a special legal dispensations zone. The Empire, he says in quotations, Empire of Brymore has many strict rules about what you can and can't do in social situations, murder and whatnot, really illegal. Down here, if it's in pursuit of the conquest of the dungeon, those sort of things are suspended. We don't advertise it, of course, but no one's going to prosecute anyone that kills you here. No one's coming down to arrest anyone. No one's coming to get back your stolen gear. No one's coming to help you unless you have really loyal friends.
Survival of the fittest. Understood.
So you're saying that this bar of Broken Spirits is not a safe zone?
I'd say yes. We do keep a good, sharp eye here, and Ambrax has special powers in this area. He can eject anyone from this sub-level of the dungeon. Of course, that requires him to come out of this damn office.
Is the dungeon all here?
Here? What do you mean?
Well, we got these badges that can teleport us to different levels of the dungeon, correct?
Yes.
Is it all here? Or is teleporting could be anywhere?
He smiles and says, yeah, could be.
Oh, you're talking like pocket dimensions and demi-planes. I've heard those terms.
Or even just like different places on the map.
Other parts of the world.
He nods and says, well, that's a bit out of my scope to talk about.
I've had a shot and a beer. I'm fucking hammered.
Yeah, you're a tiny little dude.
Eat your peanuts, small dog.
I think, is water free?
It's like, look, when he gets drunk, his whole face moves when he eats.
All lips.
Yeah. Our dog that I base this character's look after, when he eats, it's not like his jaw moves, it's the top part of his head moves to make the food go down. And I laugh every time. It never gets old to me.
It's like a Muppet. It's hilarious.
It's the Canadians in South Park. It's just the top part of the head works.
The barkeep tosses a towel over his shoulder and says, I ain't trying to scare you off, but if you're easily scared off, go with that impulse. In the meantime, have a good time, and I'll see you again later.
Have fun, but be safe. Roger.
Because he got the impression that we're not spending any actual money here. He's done.
Yeah. Take our free things, and Rouse is gonna go back to the Liebermonger and buy the glossary.
All right. When you go back into Liebermonger, you have to go all the way up to the desk before he even looks up and says, no refunds. The first thing is he says,
I was going to say, if there's a bell, I'm going to ding it.
All right. You have to ding it to make him look up.
Ding,
and he
ding,
says,
ding,
no
ding, ding,
refunds. What can I help you with?
I'll take a copy of the glossary at a 25% discount, please. Thank you.
What?
No refunds, so I'll just go ahead and take a discount. Thank you.
He looks confused, like, what are you talking about?
It's fine. You give me the book. I give you 7.5 gold. Thank you.
Make a diplomacy check? Are you trying to actually haggle with this guy?
Oh no, I pushed the wrong button. That was deception. My bad. Ooh, it's a 17.
He seems confused at first, mostly by your audacity. And then when he gets his head about it, he's like, no, 10 gold, firm.
I'll shrug and hand him the 10 gold. It was worth a try.
He slaps the book down and says, thank you. Come again. In a very please leave way.
It won't be so easy next time. So I plan on selling you some books and getting my money's worth.
All right.
I don't say that last part out loud.
All right. So after you get your book, and is everybody heading to the surface?
I tip the bartender all my coppers, which is 9.
All right. He thanks you profusely.
I assume that's a good tip here.
It's a pretty good tip here.
And then, I stumble my way out the door towards the surface.
This is most of his patrons don't look like they're tip at all. They're demons. As you guys are heading toward the exit,
I will gently put a hand near Belgrip to prevent him from stumbling too hard and too far.
You put the hand out, you see he's pocketed almost all those roasted peanuts.
As you guys are heading toward the door, you put your hand on Belgrip's shoulder, Rallo, and then you feel an icy cold hand grip your own shoulder from behind, and a voice that sort of echoes in your head. It says, "Stop."
Wolf stance.
You spin around in an offensive posture, and you see a creature that is floating in midair, wearing a black robe, a black hood, and carrying a book in his offhand. His hand that is gripping you with, as you turn around in the wolf stance, is held out towards you. You are harboring a dungeon fugitive. Please return him.
A what?
I am?
Yeah, you are. You took it for. I gave it to you. It's the living mimic in the jar.
Yeah,
Oh,
but Rollo scratches his head. What are you referring to?
no.
One of our threat technicians recently fled to the surface, and we have detected his return. Please turn him over to our custody.
For patting my vest, and I mean, I'm not gonna try to get out of the unless somebody can come up with some rules real quick for me. The guys with the books. I'm just gonna hand this thing over.
Wait. Is it a cash prize for bringing it back?
No.
But we came here with him.
Yes.
I paid for the jar he's in.
You may have your jar back.
Oh. You sure you don't want to buy it?
The creature seems obstinate and unwilling to bend in any way.
What about one of them victory coins? I'll just give those out for nothing, right?
That is a matter for the facilities department. I am a member of the rules committee. Please, he says grudgingly.
Give him
Do you want it back because we were about to leave the dungeon?
Yes.
But I've got no skin in this game, no hog in this fight, so...
I'm just a little drunk and confused. Is there a safety deposit box down here?
You need to talk to the facilities department. The creature seems to be growing in size. It floats in midair.
Well, can we talk to the facilities department real quick, and then before we leave, just to make sure that everything's copacetic and square?
It's the floating black hooded, black robed creature pauses in silence for a moment and then points back to the guest services door.
Right. Give us a moment. Rallo. Belgrup, rather. I'm Rallo.
Yep.
It's really strong ale.
Why do you want this thing?
Because it's mine.
No throw. No take, only throw.
I feel like he just told us to not get on the bad side of the rules committee.
I don't want to get on the bad. Yep. It's just hard to. I mean, it'd be like if you showed up with it, which we did. Why did they take it from us when we first got here?
Maybe
they weren't alerted to its presence until it tried to leave.
Maybe. Hey, Wargrim, you got anything in that book of yours that can, I don't know, sort this out for us, or do I just have to give it over?
I mean, I can thumb through the glossary.
I don't think I've got 2 minutes to read this entire book.
As you guys step into the guest services office once again, Drellnock spins around. Oh, welcome back! I see you've met one of our friendly members of the rules committee.
Put the jar on the table. We came in with this, and now they want to take it from us.
She ducks down and looks at the jar and says, "Ooh, you've caught a fugitive monster."
Yeah, is there any prizes for that?
Afraid not. However, there are penalties for harboring fugitive monsters.
I'd reach up and just undo the jar.
You undo the jar, and a blob of indescribable gunk slithers out onto the desk. Drellnock grabs a bowl that she has with like a bunch of badges on it that say New Delver. just pins. They're just like fucking souvenir pins.
I voted stickers.
Yeah, she throws all the badges onto the floor and slams the bowl on top of the ooze. She's like, "Whoo, this guy's in a lot of trouble."
Where I come from, I thought we would be compensated, but I guess things are different here. That I take my jar back.
Okay.
Sadly, leave.
All right.
All right. Well, then I just tried to not game the system necessarily, but get our fair compensation. Anyway, thanks, Drellnut.
Y'all have a wonderful day.
Hey, you too. Let's go sell some shit.
All right. As you guys walk back out into the the atrium or whatever it is, the main chamber, you see that the rules committee member has vanished, leaving the way clear for the exit. The exit is, like I said, a stone staircase that goes up about about like 7 stories underground by the reckoning, traveling up this stone staircase. And when you get to the top, the door opens out into one of the larger rooms of Tribulation Keep itself, a place that you had not entered previously. And you see that there's a large hearth burnt, crackling away. There's like a bar, a table. This place is just set up for someone lives here in this chamber. And you see the same old woman that you saw at the bar collecting her bets, sitting in front of the fire, sipping some spirits. Spins around. Oh, you lived. Wonderful. You know where the exit is. She gestures with her bottle. I wouldn't hesitate.
I leave.
Don't hesitate.
Is that the dragon lady?
Yes.
You know, I've always wanted to just sit there and have a long talk with a dragon lady.
You're gonna have to bring the dragon lady a lot more booze for that, buddy. You see, she says as you guys exit.
And unfortunately, I don't think this little guy can handle too much more booze.
And after you guys move your way through the courtyard, you see the statue of Zarendast the Great with all the shattered pieces of armor and shields laying at its feet. You crunch through the snow, heading out the main gates and down the path back towards Delver's Gate. The first place you see, of course, is to your left on the trail is your de facto home, the old mining camps where you guys have set up shop in a cave. And to your right, the road that leads further on in the town. But you realize it's very late at night now. Getting closer towards morning. So if you wanted to rest before you headed out and did some shopping, it's probably best because nothing's open except maybe the bars.
Camp time.
Yeah, we'll rest for the night.
All right.
We'll let Bilgrip sleep off his buzz.
I know it was a short one tonight, or we didn't get a lot of like combat in, but
a lot.
Yeah, or any. We did some verbal sparring.
Verbal sparring.
Yeah.
Each of us got to roll a dice.
That's fine. That's all you need. Stored up like a camel.
Tonight felt like I don't know. The theme really popped for it tonight.
All right.
Yeah, I like it.
Okay, so anybody have any screenshots or anything like of interesting you'd like to like highlight that we did?
Nah.
Say just Rouse and the Liebermonger eyeing each other down.
I was saying more of like a screenshot of the HUD, looking out our eyes, looking out through the HUD.
Okay, that's a good one.
My first thought was the super hot anime chick pulling the curtain down and not having the wall of prizes set up yet.
I mean, if we want to sell books,
yeah,
the hot anime chick is the one you put on the front cover.
Get me to buy it.
I'll try and draw a hot anime chick for the thumbnail for this one.
We should name this one "Hot Anime Chick" just so that hashtag's in there.
Sure. Episode 10, Hot Anime Chick. We swear.
Hot anime succubus.
Hot anime demon. There you go.
Yeah.
Hot anime demon and rules.
All right.
You're getting very specific there.
Yeah, keep going, Franks. We'll find out specifically what your kink is if we just let you go.
Being ruled by a hot anime demon. I thought that was known.
Yeah, I think that's an actual video you can watch.
Man, well,
130 episodes.
Next episode, directly inspired by Legend of the Overfiend. That's where we're going with this. And sorry, folks.
God, no.
No idea what that is.
Tentacles.
Oh.
Tentacles everywhere.
Hey, bye.
Good night.